I'll be back later.
Have fun.
Welcome, my friend. Hello. I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that.
The Voodoo Shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
Will that look sacrilegious? Magenta Moonbeam. Voodooian.
A flyer advertising Magenta Moonbeam, a local voodooian. Her parlor is on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine.
They lend a certain psychotic ambiance, no? Wonder who that poor bastard was. It wouldn't be much of a voodoo museum without a voodoo doll. This coffin is so small.
That doesn't seem to work that way. An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card says.
Funny, I say the same thing to women. I wish Molly Getty were mine forever. Really, I mean it.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
That must be Marie Laveau. Dr. John is a huge man. If his manner weren't so pleasant, he'd be intimidating. Given the man's size, that doesn't seem advisable.
Could I ask you a few questions?
That is why I am here.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo, or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion, formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in the religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I personally am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo, but it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
So how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves. Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
And what happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight, if only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou St. John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons, at the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances, right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
There were a variety of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses. But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
Tell me about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaus, mother and daughter, most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the Gris-Gris are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Ah, you have perhaps noticed the museum snake, Mr. Knight? They are beautiful creatures. Do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper. I know they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
That doesn't work that way. A very large, very formidable-looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
The python is quite dangerous. I would stay back if I were you.
Thanks for the advice.
The snake is too far away. A street drummer has settled outside the museum. Gabriel can't do anything with the drummer on the street. An authentic-looking pole marks the center of the room. Authentic what? Gabriel isn't sure. Something about the shape of that knife gives Gabriel the creeps. Gabriel doesn't want anything to do with that knife.
Yeah, right. I'd probably cut my own head off with that thing.
The voodoo shrine is...
Thanks a lot. Bye now.
Come back again.
Hello.
Huh?
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Bienvenue, Madame Casano. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink, not in weeks.
Now, don't that beat all? Gonna need some easy night candles then, huh?
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosary good, sure enough, but you burn them candles too, boy, you gonna whip any no-sleep Gris-Gris, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them around to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know. Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dame. I've been in misery.
Now, you put 9 pinheads up in the little box. Add a pinch of graveyard dust, put it up under her front post step. That'll turn the trick back on Miss Lefevre, and she be the one with the bellyache. I got the pins of dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though, don't hurt to be proactive neither now, does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It's nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, monsieur Walker.
The poster advertises a voodoo play from last fall. It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask. There's no room for him in the books.
It must be the crocodile thing, but even I'm not interested in undressing that mannequin.
The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head. To get the mask, Gabriel would have to buy it. The shelf holds containers of dried items, flowers, grasses, and black cat bones.
I don't want any of this stuff. I'd have to smell those if I opened them.
The sign says, Special St. John's Eve
Lagniap.
The sign says, Special St. John's Eve Lagnia. Free bottle of lover come back to me oil, or master gambling oil with every purchase over $50.
Lagniap. My French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means. A little something extra.
The containers on this shelf all say, magnetic sand, draw good luck and prosperity.
I should probably buy 50 pounds or so for the bookstore. With my luck, the magnetic sand's polarity would get reversed. No thanks.
Garlic, cloves, and other dried goods and spices are collected in the bowls.
I know where to come if I ever have a vampire problem. I'll pass. I ate Italian last night.
The proprietor doesn't look especially friendly. His business probably doesn't depend on walk-ins.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This the Dixieland drugstore. And I own it. Me. Name's Walker. Willie Walker.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
The only one left is Willie Jr. over there, the old crocodile. He's sort of a mascot now, him.
That customer of yours, the little old lady.
Customer?
The woman I saw in here, Madame Casino, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
About Willie Jr., would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
100? You gotta be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. I couldn't part with him for less.
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
Marie, she's somebody from the old days. One of them old folk tales. The tourists eat it up, no?
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It's the biggest night of the year in voodoo.
What goes on exactly?
I couldn't say.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Caprice encore.
What did you say?
Nothing. Them killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
What did you mean when you said Caprice encore?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
Do you know anything about snakes?
What kind of snakes?
The kind they use in voodoo?
Pythons, boas, so I've heard.
Really? Do you have one?
Are you crazy? What would I want with a python?
A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads, "Attuning with the Spirit Realm," back on June 22nd. Near the Laveau tomb is a piece of red brick. Undoubtedly a cast-off from spiritual graffiti writers. Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall. The wall doesn't work that way. The wall doesn't work. Using that on the tomb. Using that. Using that. Gabriel can't take the marks with him.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as Gabriel can't put his sketch back on the wall. The wall doesn't work that The marks are reddish in color and remind Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least. Gabriel can't take... The wall doesn't work. This is the tomb of Marie Love. The tomb is securely closed. St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the quarter. An angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb. Two enormous vases flank the front of the Getty tomb. Gabriel looks at and in the vases, but he doesn't see anything he wants to take. The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Getty. This old tomb has a sword carved into the stone wall. This tomb is smaller than most others in the cemetery.
Kind of a pup tent for the dead.
Another ancient family tomb of a type.
I don't need to go visit the family tomb today. I don't need to go visit.
An old man tends the cemetery with move.
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans, a powerful voodooian and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leave offerings. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from that voodoo museum, he's here at least once a day. But Marie Laveau's tomb isn't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
You said there were other mock tombs?
Yep. I've seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and congreve. Animal parts, human parts even, it look like. Male parts, if you get my meaning. And this is one of the great family crypts, mind you. Odd how them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery No. 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them coffins will float right out of their graves. Ha! Them dead will go floating right down into the Dakota. Of course, if it were Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice. It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War. Back further, too. Take a look around. You'll see.
Do you have any idea what Capri Sancal means?
Nope. Can't say that I do.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? I see snakes around here all the time. Most of them aren't poisonous, of course. I don't mind snakes myself. Lots of folks are afraid of them.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Isn't it just awful, them finding those bodies with the voodoo things around them?
I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody trying to cover their tracks is all.
The sign says the Overlook's closed for repairs until June 21st. Can I bother you again, officer?
What is it that...
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Do you know what caprice and call means?
No. Sounds foreign or something.
Gabriel can't do that from the front lobby. Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain.
Hey, hey, hey.
Knight, come on in. Whew, it's hot in here.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
How about getting me some coffee?
What am I, your slave?
Hey, I'm working my butt off here.
Yeah, fine.
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Just drink this.
Thanks, tons. I mean it.
Okay, anything else?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Lots. Can you be more specific?
What kind of evidence have you found?
No fingerprints, a few bare footprints. Found a few fibers, but not many. The weirdest one was leopard fur.
Leopard fur. Describe the crime scenes.
Well, there's the corpse itself, minus the heart. Around where the body was killed, we find marks and flour and blood. There are traces of wax from candles, red and black. Ordinary wax candles, so the lab reports. Also blood and feathers of chickens, and goat's blood. And plenty of the victim's own, of course.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Sure, no problem. Okay, anything else?
I'm gonna hit the road.
Ciao, baby.
Detective Mosley. Hard at work, I see.
Yeah. What is it, you wanker? Whew, it's hot in here.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
I got those photographs you left for me.
So you said. Did you think of any other shots for the book?
Let's take another cop author shot.
What for?
I don't think we got your best side.
Really? Okay. I'll have Franks come in again. Franks, come back in here with that camera. I hate to put my coat on. It's so damn hot in here. But a picture's a picture.
Now what, sir?
This clown wants another picture. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. What else could I possibly have to do? Ready? Smile.
Anything else, Knight?
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair.
Good God, Knight. Make it fast.
Just wanna check this machine here.
There's nothing of interest in...
Would you just get in here? Hurry up, would ya?
Okay, ready.
Thanks, hon. Let me know when you get them developed. The photos, that is.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else, Knight?
Nope, that's about it.
Good. See you, Franks.
Uh-huh.
Thank God I can take this thing off again. Damn, it's hot. Okay, anything else? Later, Knight.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
That doesn't seem to work that way.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Gabriel didn't come here to mess with the plants.
May I help you?
I'd like to see Malia Getty, please.
I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
I do have official business.
Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
I'd really like to see Malia Getty.
I told you that unless you have official business with Ms. Getty, I cannot let you in.
Are you tired of polishing silver day in and day out?
We don't have silver. All of our utensils are solid gold.
Oh, I see. Well, I represent Lumor Armored Cars, and...
Beat it. And comb your hair.
The windows are made of thick, heavy glass. The only thing Gabriel can see inside is even thicker drapery. A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads, Attuning with the Spirit Realm, back on June 22nd.
The sign says the Overlook's closed for repairs until June 21st.
Oh, hey! Come back here. Hey! Oh, unbelievable. Rotten luck.